Good evening. Good morning. It is 1 o'clock. Good Lord. This is Jamel McKinney. This is Sweet Potato coming to you with SMG4, The Demon Among Us. Pretty tasty if I do say so myself. I haven't been to SMG4 in a while, to be honest. But, all I know is that whatever is coming on is going to be amazing. Here. Trying to figure out how to share my screen here. To be honest, I don't know how to share my screen. So instead, I guess I'm not looking at the YouTube video. I guess I'll do that later. Well, let's read Ezekiel. The next thing we're doing is reading Ezekiel. Because if I can't share my screen, then I may as well make the content worth it, right? I obviously haven't learned enough about YouTube Live to do this right. So I'll make this educational instead. The Bible's right here, so it's not really much of a problem for me anyway. In any case, my boy Ezekiel, he's actually been somebody I've wanted to get to for a really long time. He is that uplifter. He's the one who saw the prophecy of the Lord's hidden kingdom of the future, who uplifted, who elated those who had lost their hope. He is that dude. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and read chapter 1. How many chapters are in Ezekiel? That's a good question. Sorry. Here, let me look at this. See how many chapters. 40. Nahum, Jonah, Amos, Joel, Hosea, Daniel. Ezekiel has 48 chapters. So I guess I'll do 2 a night should work, maybe. Okay. Looks pretty good. Alright. Ezekiel chapters 1 and 2. I'll just change the video title later. Let's start from here. Now it came to pass in the 30th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river of Chebar, that the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of God. In the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Jehoiachin's captivity, the word of the Lord came expressly unto Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans, by the river Chebar. And the hand of the Lord was there upon him. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself. And a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. I'm excited. And every one had 4 faces, and every one had 4 wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. And they had the hands of a man under their wings on their 4 sides, and they 4 had their faces and their wings. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went. They went every one straight forward. As for the likeness of their faces, they 4 had the face of a man, and the face of a lion on the right side, and they 4 had the face of an ox on the left side. They 4 also had the face of an eagle. Let's go through this for a second. Okay. They had the likeness of a man, 4 faces, 4 wings. On the right side, man and lion. They also had ox and eagle on the other side. They had 4 wings. Their soles, their feet were like those of a calf, so they had hooves. I see them. I see them. And they even had man-like arms under their wings. Their wings were joined together. But kind of like a butterfly. There were still 4 of them. Just imagine these amazing beasts. Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward, starting at verse 11. Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward. 2 wings of every one were joined one to another, and 2 covered their bodies, and they went every one straight forward. Whither the Spirit was to go, they went, and they turned not when they went. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps. It went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. And the living creatures ran and returned, as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Now, as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his 4 faces. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, and they 4 had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. I'm sorry, I cannot. Way up, way in the middle, yes, in the middle. He saw the wheel, way up. Oh yes, way in the middle of the air. The big wheel run by faith, wheel in a wheel, wheel in a wheel, way in the middle of the air. Walk on the cross, watch how you walk on the cross, way in the middle of the air. Slip it on you, way in the middle of the air, way up, way in the middle, yes, in the middle. He saw the wheel, way up, way, oh yes, way in the middle of the air. Turning, it was a turning, Lord, turning, it was a turning in the air. Way in, it was a turning, Lord, turning, it was a turning in the air. Wheel and a wheel and a wheel a turning, wheel and a wheel, way in the middle of the air. He saw the wheel a turning, yes, turning, yes, turn way in the middle of the air. Turning, it was a turning, Lord, turning, it was a turning in the air. Way in, it was a turning, Lord, turning, it was a turning in the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel way up in, dang it, way up, way in the middle, yes, in the middle. He saw the wheel way up, way, oh yes, way in the middle of the air. Turning, it was a turning, the Lord turning, it was a turning in the air. Way in, it was a turning, the Lord turning, it was a turning in the air. I don't actually remember how in the world that song is. I learned that song back in October, but oh yeah. I still have the sheet music, and I'm gonna sing it next time I go on live. Oh man, Jamil, read the book. Come on, man. I can't resist. Ezekiel's the wheel in the middle of the wheel. Wheel in a wheel. No, stop it. Stop it, Jamil. There are so many songs you can sing. So many songs you can sing right now about Ezekiel. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for that. Oh, goodness. As for the rings, 18. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them four. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went with them, went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Whithersoever the Spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. When those went, these went. And when those stood, these stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creatures was as the color of the terrible crystal stretched forth over their heads above. Let's go through that again. The likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature was as the color of the terrible crystal stretched forth over their heads above. I mean, what color was a terrible crystal? That's a good question. What color was that terrible crystal? Excuse me for a second. What color was a terrible crystal? I gotta know, what was the color of the terrible crystal? Can't get sidetracked. I'll figure that one out later. That's my homework, to find out what color the terrible crystal was. Okay. And under the firmament were their wings, straight, the one toward the other. Every one had two, which covered on this side, and every one had two, which covered on that side, their bodies. And when they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of great waters, as the voice of the Almighty, the voice of speech, as the voice of an host. When they stood, they let down their wings, and there was a voice from the firmament that was over their heads, when they stood and had not let down their wings. And above the firmament, that's the sky, by the way, that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone. Sapphire stone, not terrible crystal. And upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above upon it. And I saw as the color of amber. Terrible crystal? As the appearance of fire round about within it, from the appearance of his loins even upward, and from the appearance of his loins even downward. Color of amber. So, yeah. Appearance of sapphire stone. The firmament was obviously, the sky was blue. That's what they're saying. The amber. His loins upward and his loins downward. His entire dress was colored amber. I saw as it were the appearance of fire, and it had the brightness round about, as the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of rain. So was the appearance of the brightness round about. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard a voice of one that spake. And that was chapter 1. Now let's move on to chapter 2. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. Ezekiel seeing Jesus for the first time. Ooh. Sorry. Just in case that is a first indicator that Ezekiel seeing Jesus for the first time, Son of man. he saw the throne, the throne of the prince coming down. He's got his amber round about, his likeness of fire. He's flamboyant. He's ready. Coming down. Make some magic. Heck yes. Stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spake unto me. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. This is Jesus talking to Ezekiel. Yeah, why is Jesus calling Ezekiel Son of Man? Because he is the Son of Man. He is one of mankind, so he can reach them directly. Well, Jesus, he's not set to come for another 1,000 or so years. Beautiful. Okay, sorry, let's keep going. Even unto this very day, for they are impudent children, and stiff-headed and stiff-hearted, I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God. And they, whether they will hear, or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there hath been a prophet among them. And thou, Son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words, though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou dost dwell among scorpions. Be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear, or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious. But thou, Son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious, like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth, and eat that I give thee. And when I looked, behold, an hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein, and he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations, and mourning, and woe. And those were the first and second chapters of Ezekiel. Okay, so a recap. Ezekiel, as he was on his journey, he had received a vision from the Lord, in which he saw a powerful creature, very large creature with the likeness of a man. Man's face, lion's face, eagle's face, ox face. They had 4 wings, 2 were attached on each side, 2 covered their bodies on each of them, and each of them had their spirits imbued inside of a wheel. That was that wheel in the wheel. Even though it wasn't like a wheel in a wheel, but it was that spirit. The spirit was the wheel, because it was turning the creatures in good Lord, it was turning the creatures in whatever direction they required, because they were following their spirit. Wherever the spirit moved, the creatures moved, and they did not turn when they moved. On top of that, upon seeing these beautiful creatures above them, in the firmament above them, the sky itself had opened up. The sky was very blue, by the way, sapphire blue, to reveal a throne. That throne had the Son of the Lord sitting on it. Jesus came down, clothed in amber, with a likeness of fire, to tell Ezekiel to go out unto his people and to preach unto them that the Son of Man, that they will be saved, that the Lord hears their lamentation, their woe. That book, it had their suffering within. because they've turned away from the Lord, and the Lord is calling back to them using this prophet to tell them that the Lord hears their suffering, and that He will come and save them. Some of them won't hear, some of them will, but all that it will be legitimate is the fact that there will have been a prophet among them, which means they did have a chance either way. But the Lord hears their suffering, and soon enough, that suffering will be no more. They will see a better and brighter future. In any case, that's wait. Gotta get those last few terms into. Ezekiel was told not to be afraid of them, as should no prophet be. You don't want to be like Jonah, you know. Let's see, he's told that even though they have briars and thorns that will definitely be in his path, that he should keep going on, because the more souls he saves, the better. You can't reach them if you don't try. It'll definitely be a painful experience, but it'll be enriching as well, and glorifying to your Father. Now, I cannot wait to see what Ezekiel gets himself into next time. I mean, he has spoken to the Son of God, so what can actually top that? In any case, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. This is Sweet Potato signing off. Peace.